Okay, what you'd like to do is open up your files folder, and inside your files folder you will see 5 different photo files. The one we want to work on is the banner tutorial PSD, and if you don't know, PSD stands for Photoshop document. Go ahead and launch that, and you're going to get an image like a template. And the size of this template, if you go up here to the menu, you're going to go to image and go to image size. It's going to be 1133 pixels by 150, and that should be enough to get you in for your header on your ePortfolio. Okay, if you look here, we're mainly going to be playing with layers, and if you don't see layers, it's all the way here at the right. And I would go ahead and drag that over because everything else is really not that important except for the layers. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I have the background here. If you see the little, click on your background layer and click on the lock so it's locked. Okay. Alright, so very basic. What I'm going to do is start dragging in photos from the Finder or my desktop on top of this to create my banner. It's very simple. So if you have a hot corner set up, you can just go up here and then find your files and click on mine. I'm going to start with my hiking photo, which I like. I'm going to hit the space bar to take a look on it. It looks very nice. So I'm just going to drag it over here to the corner. Okay. And if I drag it right on top here, you're going to see it. Okay. Now I have the option to, by holding the shift key, I can go ahead and drag this up and over. Okay. And it looks pretty nice. I like it. Maybe drag it a little bit higher. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to leave the space down below. I want to leave this for a trick later on I'm going to show you. So I'll double click this, but I want the photo to be clipped here. So this is the trick. Go up to your layers, hold the control key or right click, and then create clipping mask. And that's going to basically conform it to this green block. Okay. So we're just going to bring in the other 3 pictures that I have and do the same. So let's go ahead and do that. Go to File, and this one I'm going to go to Piano because I don't know how to play the piano, but I love the piano. And maybe just move that here. It didn't click, so let's go ahead and just drag it again and see if we get lucky this time. And we did. So we can maybe put this a little bit larger here. Maybe not so big this time, maybe smaller. Okay. Now you notice each photo I bring in, I'm going to have to go ahead and create a clipping mask. Okay. And if I want this photo to overlap the hiking photo or vice versa, I just have to drag it up here. And if you notice, it changed. So you can rearrange the order if you like. Okay, you can do that later. We still have some green here that I want to go ahead and fix. So let's get the last photo here. Go back to my files, and I like the Los Angeles Lakers, so I'm going to go ahead and drag this back onto here, and if you see, the Lakers is over here. And I can go ahead and do the same thing, drag this here. And if you notice, it's acting really funky here. So I'm going to go ahead and double click this, go to this layer right here, and create clipping mask. So everything looks good. Now make sure if you want to move these photos around that you're using the move tool up here. This is your toolbar. This is your best friend, the move tool. And right there it says Lakers, so I can go ahead and move this around if I don't like it. If I want to adjust the size, press Command T, hold the shift key down to retain its proportion, and I can move that around. If I want to use the hiking, click the hiking, and now I can go ahead and move this. I can move this around. Okay. Make sure you hold the shift key down, which I didn't, if you want to keep it nice and proportional. Okay. All right, so far my banner is looking pretty good. Now I want to go ahead and click on the top layer here and add this button right here. It says add a new layer. Okay, so let's do that. This time I'm going to go ahead and create like a little rectangle maybe right around here. How's that sound? Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and find my paint bucket. If you don't see your paint bucket, it's right around here. Right click it, and if you don't see if it's hiding underneath the gradient tool, go ahead and click it. Pick any color you want. If it's black, that's fine. And go ahead and click, and just click on the square and your paint bucket will fill it. Okay, we can press Command D to deselect. Alright, so now I'm going to add the profile picture that I found. Get that over here. Here's my profile picture. Okay, cute, right? Drag this over. I'm going to put it on top of this one. And there it is over here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and drag this over here. Double click. I want that to fit inside of this second layer. And so again, I'm going to choose this and create a clipping mask for that. And now if I use the move tool, I can go ahead and move this inside. Okay, pretty slick, right? Now, if I want to make it smaller, again, Command T, hold the Shift key down, and do that number, okay? Now, if I want to add a drop shadow to make it really stand out, go to the layer underneath it and click on the FX button. And that's going to give you the ability to create a drop shadow. And you see right off the bat, a drop shadow is right here. You can go ahead and increase its size a little bit more. Okay, the opacity, not so much. Okay, and just to get the idea, if you click it off, click it back on, you notice quite a difference. Okay. All right, so my banner's looking pretty good. So now how do I go ahead and export it so I can put it into my ePortfolio? Let's go to File, Save for the Web. Okay, and the best opportunity, the best setting we have should be PNG 24. Okay, it's going to retain this invisible part here. It's going to give the illusion that this photo is popping out, somewhat like a Facebook page. Go ahead and press Save. Save it into the file. And we'll just banner tutorial PNG. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and see how we bring it into the portfolio.